Okay, so before we begin with the reading of the poem and its explanation, I want to know from you that whenever it's raining, what kind of thoughts come to your mind? What kind of feelings actually are there in your hearts? What do you feel when you see that it's raining? Let me hear from your side. Yes, Vidya, how do you feel when it's raining?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Uh, when it's raining, you feel very good. You just feel your old memories also coming up, your happy memories of your life, and you just imagine some things, or maybe you just become happy from inside also. Your soul becomes very calm, and rain is very soothing.
Okay, very good. Wonderful. Yes, Kashish, what do you have to say?
Yes, ma'am. When it is raining outside, I am so much fascinated because the cool winds fascinates me a lot, and the smell of the soil which is coming during the rainy season. It's really nice and good. That calms my mind, and I am so much relaxed. And then the cool breeze is also there. It fascinates me a lot.
Yes, the cool breeze, it fascinates us. We all love the smell of mud when it starts raining and the smell of mud that comes out. It's really wonderful to feel that, experience that. Yes, Salil, share your response. How do you feel?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, at the time of raining, it feels very good with the smell and of the air. And when we are playing, when we were all small, very small, when there were little rain outside, we often used to play in the rain
Yes, the
with the
puddles
fun.
of rain. Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun jumping in the puddles जो पानी जो गड्ढों में भर जाता था. Boats भी चलाई होंगी बहुत से बच्चों ने. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Of
Yes, ma'am.
course. So it's a wonderful experience when it starts raining. Yes, Punch the girl. Share your view, what you have to say here.
Ma'am, when it rains, it is a very good experience. The weather is very pleasant outside, and the cool breeze also calms me. The smell of the mud, and often when I was a small kid, I used to play in rain.
Yeah, all of us,
Yes,
once or twice, we all have played, yes, under the rain, and also getting scolded from the parents, ki bimar ho jaoge, come inside, but still we never used to listen, right? Yes, Narinder?
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I think when it rain, like as for me only, like the weather can depend on, like if the weather changes, my mood can change also. And when it rains, my like I feel really nice. And if I'm sad also, I feel very happy. And that cool breeze and that beautiful smell of the rain and the soil just calms and soothes my mind.
Yeah, of course. Many of us do have similar kind of experiences whenever we see it's raining. It changes our mood, right? Hanji Beta Vansh, still you want to add something? Okay, Anshika. Yes, Beta? Anshika?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Ma'am,
Beta.
I feel very happy, and I feel to just I feel very happy, and my mood totally changes. And ma'am, I feel like dancing and jumping when it rains.
Yes, of course. See, when we started talking about the rain, so how recollections of memories are there, right? You all are just recollecting your childhood days. So, what we see here is that how the rain, it actually helps in uplifting our mood. Let me take one more response from yes, Kashish.
Ma'am, we love to eat pakoras and snacks during
Yeah.
this time.
Hmm. Yes, of course. I was waiting for this answer, जो बहुत common है. सभी के घरों से आवाज आती है. It's raining. Let's have some pakoras. The garma garam pakoras, right? So see how.
Ma'am, with tea.
Yes, with tea, pakoras with
Ma'am,
tea.
but kheer puris also.
Pardon?
Kheer puras.
खीर पूड़ास also, yes, सावन का महीना आता है तो खीर पूड़े भी बनते हैं, right? So see how things change when it starts raining, right? So similar way, the poem that we are going to cover today, it talks about the similar experiences. And see, moreover, as you all have talked about that, how it changes the mood, how it uplifts your mood. So it is all about the attitude. You know, many people don't like when it starts raining. अब जैसे किसी को काम पे निकलना है तो दे फील बैड, ओहो ये क्या हो गया, इट स्टार्टेड रेनिंग, अब हम बाहर कैसे जाएंगे, हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू गेट to reach our office, school. So that way, how it is about the attitude we take rain in our lives, how we perceive the nature in our life. And you know how the author, when you will read the poem, we will understand that how he talks about the nature's healing power, how nature it creates beautiful music, the nature it has its own music, it has its own healing power, how it unleashes the endless memories which are stored in our minds, right? So this way we have many recollections of memories, and various fancy imagination also. Just those imaginations are created in our minds when we see the clouds floating in the sky. We feel thrilled कि अब बारिश होने वाली है, the cool breeze blowing. It helps in uplifting our mood as well, right? So today what we are going to read, we are going to read the poem Rain on the Roof, written by the poet Coates Kinney. So let's have a quick information about the poet, that how Coates Kinney, he was a lawyer, politician, journalist, and a poet from the United States. He was a man who had a full life. He was born in 1826 near Penn Yan, which is in New York. And The Rain on the Roof, it was the most popular poetry poem written by this author, that is Coates Kinney. And it was also set to music. इस poem को musical note भी दिया गया था. And this person, this author, at a very tender age, he had shown that he had a great thirst for learning. And thus, he had done all sorts of jobs as well and spent a number of years studying in law and also writing. And he used to find time to teach students as well in the schools. In Ohio University, he has taught there as well. And this Rain on the Roof, it could be said that this poem actually established the name of Coates Kinney as a popular poet. So today we are going to read this poem Rain on the Roof, where the poet he shares his experience of blissfulness, happiness, as he hears the patter of the rain on the roof of his cottage. Cottage means जो उसका home है, जो घर है. And he visualizes that the raindrops are like the tears shed by the shining starry sky when it gets overcast with the dark clouds. The poet feels that each drop of rain falling on the tiles of the roof sends him into imaginative flights, and he begins to fancy innumerable associations connected with it. So जब बारिश होती है हम पुरानी यादें ताज़ा करने लगते हैं, and it adds more to our imaginations. We have different kinds of fancies as well. And along with that, the poet, he at once is reminded of his mother, whose benevolent, the general looks appear before him. And he experiences a great satisfaction in her looks as he remembers his mother. And he shares this experience, that how he enjoys listening to the patter of the rain on the roof. So let's read the poem and understand it stanza wise. Rain on the Roof, written by Coates Kinney. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So here, humid shadows. Humid shadows, it refers to the vapor laden clouds, right? Humid shadow क्या है यहाँ पर? वो है vapor laden clouds. So humid means something which is full of moisture, and shadow here refers to the moisture laden clouds. Hover. Hover का मतलब है move around something. Melancholy refers to sad darkness. So here the poet says that when the humid shadows over all the starry sphere, so starry sphere here refers to sky which is full of stars. So the poet has described a rainy night here. एक बारिश की रात है, and the poet is saying that when the humid shadows hover, that means when the dark clouds which are full of water and are about to bring rain, and when such clouds hover around in the sky over all the starry spheres, that means the sky at night time which is full of stars. At that time, when he sees huge clouds which are full of moisture move around in the sky, he says that the sky looks gloomy and the sad darkness of the night is wiped off by the raindrops, which seems like tears falling from the sky. So he says, and the melancholy darkness. So वो darkness को कैसे describe कर रहे हैं? Melancholy, sad. It seems that the sky is actually weeping. So gently weeps in rainy tears. So he has compared the raindrops with rainy tears से compare किया है यहाँ पर. Now, what the poet is trying to say here, that as the rain-bearing clouds, they cover the stars in a blanket of darkness, their starry glimmer disappears from the sky. तो उनकी जो चमक है वो बादलों के पीछे छुप जाती है. And it says that a tinge of nostalgia, it covers the poet's heart as well. Nostalgia means जो mixture of happiness and sadness होता है, because he is also getting recollections of the memories. He says that the sadness that is there in the darkness, he can find the effect on his heart as well. The falling rain, it reflects his sorrowful mood, and the raindrops look like tears falling softly from the human eyes. So he says it seems as if the sky joins him in shedding tears in loneliness. He is feeling lonely at that moment, and he could feel the sadness in his heart too. The sadness which is there in the darkness, the sadness which is there in the sky. And then he says that it feels that the sky is weeping. So the poet is comparing the raindrops to tears, and he says that the dark sky, which seems to be very sad, it appears as if it is crying, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. He adds that it is like a blessing to lie on the bed in his room. So he says, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. So वो क्या कहते हैं कि at this point वो क्या कहते हैं, एक ही चीज है जो उनके मूड को अपलिफ्ट कर सकती है. द मेलंकली जो है उनके हार्ट में, जो सैडनेस है उनके हार्ट में, उसको ब्लिस के रूप में चेंज कर सकती है. एंड व्हाट इज दैट? टू लाई इन हिज cottage chamber. So cottage chamber refers to the home that he has. वो अपने घर पे है, अपने bedroom में है. And he says that it feels like a blessing to lie on bed in his room and listen to the sound made by the raindrops falling on the roof. So soft rain overhead. Overhead means उनके जो छत है उस पर जिस तरह से वो बारिश की बूंदें गिर रही हैं, and he feels that it is a blessing. So bliss here refers to the blessing, the happiness, कि उसे वो खुशी मिलती है जब वो इस बारिश की बूंदों की टिप टिप आवाज को सुनते हैं जो उनके घर की छत पर जो बूंदें गिर रही हैं. So it is creating a patter sound, and he feels that it is a blessing to lie on the bed, to keep his head on the pillow and then listen to the falling drops of rain which is falling softly overhead. उनकी जो छत पर वो जो बूंदे हैं, जो हल्की हल्की बूंदे गिर रही हैं, and the patter sound that is created, he feels happy when he listens to that raindrops. Second stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air thread into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. What is tinkle here? Tinkle is the short, light, ringing sound. The falling raindrops are creating a sound. जो टिप टिप की आवाज शुरू होती है, that is the tinkle here. Shingles refers to the rectangular wooden tiles which are on the roof. Echo का मतलब होता है the repeated sound. So he says that every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in his heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. Busy being refers to the mind of the human, which is constantly busy with something or the other. So here the poet is referring to himself when he calls busy being. So the poet is expressing his feelings when he hears the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his house. उसकी जो घर की छत है, उस पर जो बारिश की बूंदें गिर रही हैं, वो उस बूंदों को जो आवाज जब वो सुनते हैं, वो उस फीलिंग्स को बता रहे हैं. He says that every tinkle on the shingle has an echo in his heart. So he could feel the echo that is created in his heart. उनके दिल पर एक echo create हो रहा है with the musical sound of the rain. So he expresses that how the melody of the nature, which is created by the patter of the rain, he can feel that echo in his heart. उस melody को वो अपने दिल पे महसूस कर पा रहे हैं whenever he hears the rain falling on the rooftop. The sound repeats in his heart. अब दिल की जो heartbeat होती है, he could feel it in, you can say, parallel to the falling of the raindrops. And along with that, what happens? In his dreams, he has many different fanciful imaginations, which give birth to thousands of fancies ahead. So, वो कहते हैं कि thousands of dreamy fancies, different kinds of imaginations starts in his mind, and he goes into daydreaming. जो पोएट है वो डे ड्रीम करने लग जाते हैं, क्योंकि उनके जो माइंड है, उनका जो दिमाग है, माइंड एंड हार्ट, उस पर बारिश की बूंदों का जो इफेक्ट है, it has brought many memories back in his life, and thus he goes into daydreaming. And और क्या कहते हैं? And 1,000 recollection weave their air thread into woof. Woof क्या होता है? जो लूम होता है ना, लूम के क्रॉस जो थ्रेड्स वीव किए जाते हैं, तो वो वेफ्ट जो होता है वो लूम है, यहाँ पर वूफ कहा गया है उसे. So he says that how the 1,000 recollection weave air thread into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. अब वो क्या कहते हैं? He adds that the sound of rain falling on the rooftop, it creates many different dreams in his mind. He recollects many memories of the past which come back into his mind as dreams. And he weaves these dreams along with the thread of his memories from the past events. Similarly, जैसे जो लूम में कपड़ा बुना जाता है ना, with the weaving of the threads, he is also actually weaving these memories, these dreams with the thread of his memories of the past. तो पास्ट की जो उसकी जो रिकलेक्शंस है, उससे वो अपनी नई मेमोरीज को वीव कर रहा है. He is weaving those dreams as he listens to the patter of the rain on his roof. And he says all it happens as he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof. He has many new dreams in his mind, and the memories of the past come back in the form of dreams. तो वो क्या कहते हैं यहाँ पर कि जिस तरह से लूम में कपड़ा बुना जाता है विद द वीविंग ऑफ द थ्रेड्स, उसकी भी पास्ट जो मेमोरीज है, दोज आर इंटरवोवन in the form of a patchwork with the dreams of his present. So he says, 1,000 recollections weave their air thread into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So he has various imagination, the musical effect, the musical sound that is produced, the tinkle that is produced on the shingles of the roof, it creates a musical echo in his heart, and thus thousands imagination starts in his busy mind. And then what happens? It happens that it recreates, it starts weaving the new memories with the old ones, and thus he has 1,000 recollections, and he starts daydreaming. And he says that it all happens when he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Now in memory comes my mother. as she used in years agone, to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Here, the word ere is used. It's an old poetic word for before. ये जो air word है ना, it is an old poetic word for before. Dawn refers to daybreak, जो सुबह का समय होता है. Years agone means the years which have gone by, which have passed. So he says, now in memory comes my mother. So here the poet introduces mother. So ये जो उनके recollections of memories हैं, उससे इफेक्ट क्या हुआ है? इन बारिश की बूंदों ने ऐसी मेमोरीज फॉर्म कर दी है उनके माइंड में that now he is actually remembering his mother. He says that he is dreaming of his mother, as he has told that in the previous stanza that the rain brings memories of the past. So it is the memory of his mother who is no longer alive. In the past, she used to love him a lot. She used to consider him a darling, and she would let him sleep till daybreak and have sweet dreams. So यहाँ darling dreamers जो है वो किसको रेफर किया गया है? Darling dreamers here refers to the children sleeping and dreaming. So here he is actually talking about himself and his siblings. वो अपने बारे में बात कर रहा है, अपने भाई बहनों की बात कर रहा है और उन यादों को याद कर रहा है. The way he remembers the affectionate look of his mother. कि ये उस समय की बात है, years agone, those days have passed, लेकिन उनकी जो मदर की जो मेमोरी है, he is actually remembering his mother because the patter sound of the raindrops, they bring the memories of his mother. And what he remembers that how his mother, she would look at them when they used to sleep, and she would leave them there till the dawn, till the day break into the dreams. So the poet says that he can still feel that his mother is looking at him as he listens to the song made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his house. So he says, oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain. Refrain कहते हैं a repeated part of a song which is repeated again and again. So what is being repeated here? बारिश की बूंदों का गिरना, वो जो टिप टिप है बारिश की बूंदों की. Here he is referring to that refrain, that is the sound of the rain. So he's saying that he can still feel that his mother is looking at him. He can still feel the affectionate look of his mother, the way she used to look at them when they would sleep. And he says that as he listens to the raindrops on the falling on the rooftop of his home, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So what exactly the poet is talking here? He says that the sound of rain makes him correlate his past with his present. And that is why the poet is moved by the sound of the raindrops on the shingles of his room. So whenever he hears the sound, it brings back memories of the past and he is reminded of his mother. तो वो क्या क्या रिमेम्बर करते हैं? ये जो म्यूजिकल साउंड है रेन का, ही इट एक्चुअली satisfies the poet by bringing the memories of his mother. वो अपनी माँ को याद करने लगते हैं, उनकी वो जो प्यार भरी नजर थी, the way she would look at them, the way she would let them sleep peacefully wrapped in the pleasant dreams. He would remember that time, those time which have passed. And he says कि ये उस समय की बात है, बहुत पहले की बात है, जब उनकी माँ उन्हें प्यार से देखा करती थी. So he can still feel her gaze upon him as he lies in the bed. आज भी जब वो अपने बेड पर अपने पिलो पर सिर रख के सोता है और वो बारिश की बूंदें अगर गिरती हैं, तो वो अपनी माँ की उस fond look को महसूस कर पाता है as he listens to the repetitive musical sound made by the raindrops on the tiled roof of his house. Thus, we see that how the poet here, he's trying to reiterate the nature's healing power, especially when he heard the raindrops lying cozily on his bed of his country cottage. अपने घर के बेड पर लेटे हुए जब वो इस म्यूजिकल नोट को सुनते हैं, वो एक अजीब सी सेटिस्फैक्शन महसूस करते हैं. He could feel the healing power of nature. So nature can create the most beautiful music, which has the power of unleashing endless memories stored in our mind. यहाँ पर देखिए कैसे इफेक्ट है पोइट पर. उनके माइंड में वो 1000 रिकलेक्शन शुरू हो जाती हैं जैसे ही बारिश की बूंदों की वो टिप टिप की आवाज सुनते हैं. So, on a rainy night, which is wrapped in melancholy darkness, the raindrops fall on the tiled roof of the country cottage of the poet. It seems as if the sky is shedding tears. The poet finds comfort in the cozy softness of his bed, and his minds drift into the memories that come back to soothe him. उसे आराम पहुंचाने के लिए वो मेमोरीज वापस आती हैं. And his memories take creates imagination, and he starts weaving those memories with the past and the present, which is actually giving him a comforting experiences. And then he experiences the presence of his mother. He remembers all the affectionate look of the mother, the way she would tuck him into the bed and stand there to watch him lovingly as he drifted into the sleep. जैसे वो नींद में खो जाते थे. She would leave him there tucked in the bed till the next morning. So he could feel the adoring look of his mother as he listens to the musical sound created by the softly falling showers of the rain. So this is all about the poem Rain on the Roof. So basically the poet is talking about the theme of the healing power of the rain. How the musical sounds of raindrops falling on the rooftop at night has the ability to revive sweet memories and rose fancies in otherwise busy mind. ये जो माइंड है इंसान का, जो हजारों ख्यालों में खोया रहता है, वो उन यादों को भूल जाता है. But this nature, it has that power to unleash those memories, bring them back, and make us feel relaxed. So thus the rain also has the soothing power. It comforts an overworked mind by taking it back to its lovely past. तो रेन में वो हीलिंग पावर है, वो हमें कंफर्ट प्रोवाइड करता है, हमें अपनी पुरानी यादों में ले जाकर. Let's quickly discuss various poetic devices used in the poem. The first one is the alliteration, the repetition of the consonant sound in the beginning or middle or end of the words, like humid, hover, starry, sphere, press, pillow, lie, listening, busy, being, their thread, rain, roof, darling, dreamers. This is all alliteration used here. Next is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means the use of sound words to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. So यहाँ पर onomatopoeia कहाँ use हुआ है? In the word patter and tinkle. These are the sound made by the raindrop. हम कहते हैं ना बारिश की बूंदें टिप 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 गिरती है, वो टिप टिप सी आवाज और शब्द दोनों एक जैसे हैं, और ये poetic device है onomatopoeia. Kindly mark the pronunciation and the spelling. You should know it properly. Onomatopoeia. Next is personification. The poet is treating the non-living thing as living being here. So darkness has been personified when he says that it is sad. So darkness जो है वो sad feel कर रहा है, and the sky is shedding tears. यहाँ पर sky और darkness को personify किया गया है. Next one is transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Transfer of the adjective from one noun to another. Dreamy fancies. When the poet is talking about dreamy fancies, it does not mean that the fancies are dreamy, but he here refers to the people who have dreams. So, जो fancies पर जो adjective dreamy use किया गया है, it is actually transferred to the people who have dreams, and thus dreamy fancies में जो poetic device है वो है transferred epithet. Right, students? I hope the poetic device is clear to you. So this is all about the poem that is Rain on the Roof.